Welcome to the channel. This is Clarityempress, the Empress of. Well, this is for clarity. My mic's on the floor. Hold on. Again, welcome to the channel. This is Clarityempress, the Empress of Clarity, here to bring you a collective energy reading for my beloveds. What's up, y'all? I missed y'all last 2 days. I've been tired, busy, tired, busy. Busy, tired, busy, tired. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to come on here tonight, give y'all a collective energy reading, and just apologize for my energy levels be depleted. Let me see. All right. So, first of all, I hope everybody's doing great. Make sure when you subscribe, ring the bell. Okay, that way you're notified every time I come on. We got a heavy one tonight. And I decided, well, no, Spirit kind of led me here, so I can't say I decided, but I am going to pull from the Sacred Spirit reading cards. Where is it? That's one. There is a specific card. There it is. I think that's it. That I need for this reading. Oh, wow. Welcome to the channel. Let me see. Okay. All right, that's it. Spirit gave me the message. Hello, Kenneth Golden. Hope all is well with you. I am getting started as we speak. And here's the messages. Now, this is the main message Spirit gave me with these cards. Oh, one of those. One of those. All right. So on this channel, right? If you're new to the channel, we do have moderators, right? Sometimes they reveal themselves, sometimes they don't. We are love and light. We are good people here, good energy. But if you come with the foolishness, we just block you. We don't argue with you. There's no need to go back and forth. If you're looking for that kind of energy, go to another channel. I don't have the energy for that, honestly. I don't care what your psychosis is. If you come in here disrespecting me, disrespecting the channel, the people who want the messages, we'll just block you, okay? Hide you, whatever they call it, you're done. You can go somewhere else with that, okay? I just don't, that's not my vibe. I ain't matching energy and egos and all that nonsense. I can't be bothered. All right, so Spirit said, a child's first enemy is a parent who's unhealed. And I didn't know what that meant until I was an adult. I did not know. But Spirit said, a lot of times I'm meeting people right there at that unhealed version of themselves, which requires some love, nurturing, intent. And oh, that's okay, sis. Like I said, you reveal yourself or you don't reveal yourself, it gets done. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. So, and thank you for coming. All right, so let me see, 26. Love and light. I don't know. I felt the need to pull these cards out. I'm getting chills. And I know somebody missed me yesterday because my nose was itching while I should have been on live. I was busy doing something. And I was like, my nose keep itching. I said, oh, somebody talking about me. And that don't itch. Usually when it itches when I channel, but I know one of y'all missed me. Somebody missed me last night. Y'all used to me on Thursday nights, but I'm here I am. Here I am. All right. So sending this love and light means two things. Love, the deepest form of unconditional love possible that you have in your heart and beyond the physical comprehension. And light, the purest form of light that permeates any darkness and finds any cracks or imbalances that are unable to resonate at this frequency or vibration, gently raising those to this level. Hi, evil dog. People can sometimes be resilient to oh, I'm sorry, not resilient. Hey, Carmen, resistant to assistance. I'm gonna get it together, y'all. Those with addictions or challenging behavior or physical issues may not be able to ask or be willing to receive help. Feeling helpless can be overwhelming to caregivers and those with strong empathetic qualities. Now, this goes for children of unhealed adults and vice versa. Not being able to offer aid or having assistance refused when a person's pride is too great can feel disheartening. More importantly, though, it is it more importantly though is to remember to respect their free will by acknowledging their own personal inferences or intrusion into this person's life. Being too pushy in this area will have the opposite effect and personal karmic backlash to make sure your ego is kept in check. Those stuck in victimhood archetypes or their emotional pain body are often not willing to be active participants in their own healing on a conscious level, particularly if their reasoning is recent or raw, including issues such as trauma and grief. Everyone heals in their own time, and it is important for respect to be given in this moment. All you can do right now is send this issue or person love and light. You are merely an observer in this case, and it is out of your control. Regardless of the physical outcome, there is little you can do except send this loving energy to this issue. This has this has the potential to energetically shift the situation to a positive outcome. Anyone you know can receive this loving form of energy. Purely sending from your heart with the celestial realm of 100% pure light can alter lower energies into a higher frequency, helping those experiencing hardship or a tough time in life. The affirmation is I accept I cannot save everyone. I choose to help those open to assistance. Now, what's very key here is that affirmation, okay? Because the shadow aspect is pride, emotional, and physical defiance or loss. As children of unhealed people, we tend to be scapegoats, black sheep. We tend to be people that are misunderstood. Um, but we could still love our family, you know what I mean? Our families of origin, our parents of origin, or whatever, whoever raised us, right? We can still love them. But the spirit is saying is you can love them from a distance and you can wish them the best, right? But always keep in mind, you cannot control. You can't control the person. You can't control their circumstances, but you can send them love and light. That is the most unconditional loving thing you can do. Because if they're not open to change, open to support, help, and resistant to change, girl, you came in here to make all that noise. Eva, then the best thing you can do is back off, allow them their own autonomy to make decisions according to the way they want to make their decision, live their life according to the way they want to live their life. And the best thing you can do is back off, coming from a love, light perspective. Back off and let them be who they want to be. Sometimes you just got to mind your business. All right, the next card we got is um being led astray. What is that? Secret temptation. Sometimes our parents have secret temptations. They don't tell us everything. They're not supposed to. Or you yelling, you came up here. Don't be yelling. You came up here and followed me. Now you got to wait. So temptations can be everywhere, depending upon your vices. And unfortunately, there will always be a temptation to the human psyche. We can learn from these vices as they teach us about our emotional triggers prior to our actions. Self mastery is key. Risk taking should be avoided now with careful consideration of any planning of events, career changes, or major decisions. A lack of willpower may influence your impulses. Be strict with your budgets as financial blowouts are significant now. Saving came up a couple times the other night. Matter of fact, Wednesday night. Savings. So, Spirit is saying be careful with your money. Right now, the truth is yet to be revealed. Be cautious in lending any goods you wish to have returned, as deception is around every corner. Be mindful of any agreements or contracts at this time and seek professional advice where appropriate. If you are in a relationship, you may feel it is at risk of a third party influence. Addictions such as gambling, drugs, sex, alcoholism, and even food are indicated through this card. Being tempted by devilish behaviors is leading you down a bad path. This health card encourages you to regain control of your life, building willpower and determination, using a step by step approach for support and encouragement. Ultimately, the temptation to be bad or let loose is having a negative effect on your life and the people around you. This does not mean you, collective, because we're talking about the unhealed parent. Okay, I just want to throw that reminder in there. If you are experiencing challenges with your personal habits at this moment, now is the time to develop structured and systematic coping strategies that you can lean on when you're tempted to be led astray. However, you are a conscious creator, so be accountable for your past, current choices and seek to change them in the present and in the future. All is not lost, but you must act if you wish to improve your circumstances. Continuing to ignore a problem will only make the situation worse. Professional assistance, excuse me, is required now. Seek a suitable health practitioner associated with your specific challenge. And an affirmation is, I continue to make positive choices. I feel my emotional burden. I free my emotional burden. And the shadow aspect is lack of impulse control, addiction, and deception. That's usually when an unhealed parent is somebody who is drinking, drugging, neglectful, disrespectful, has arrested development, right? Very immature, but very toxic. That's an unhealed parent. It's more to it than that. They could be very deceptive, cunning. They could be using people. They could be triggering folks, but an unhealed parent nonetheless. So that same parent, that very parent, could trigger you or create those things within you as well. So Spirit say, yeah, that's your enemy right there. Like, Knowing that about them is how you start to worry. Focus on the solution. Excuse me, not worry. It says illuminate the shadow. Focus on focus on the solution. Um, I need a book at it right here. Hmm. 20, 20, 21, 21. All right, so we understand our shadow. I'm sorry, when we understand our shadow, we can fully appreciate the light. We must have both aspects within our spirit to have a meaningful life. Without darkness, how can one fully appreciate the beauty and simplicity of life in all its forms? Just like they say, without war, how can you understand or know peace? You can't. Because if you've only had peace, you don't, you take it for granted. Once we remove fear and personal doubt, it makes room for love, confidence, and motivation, reclaiming your personal power. Our shadow self highlights the need to place ourselves first. When we are stuck within our shadow side, we're unable to see the light of day. We become clouded and foggy with confusion, often forgetting gratitude and compassion through our own selfish moments. Illuminating the shadow is to fully understand our personality and subsequently understand the shadow in others, enabling us to be more considerate of another's hardship and developing empathy with and compassion for other people. Right now, you are encouraged to illuminate the section of your personality that are working against your situation. Accept that these challenging aspects are part of you. Embrace them, love them, plan how to achieve a form of balance, and make this part of your psyche ultimately working for you. Now's the time to focus on a resolution instead of just on the problem or challenges. So basically, get out of the victim mindset. I mean, sometimes when our caregivers, I'll say caregivers because I'm going to include those around us, not just the parent, are unhealed, we can always feel victimized, right? We can always feel, woe is me. We can always feel like, why did you have to? You know what I'm saying? What did I do? You can feel all of those things. However, now it's time to focus on resolution, right? How did you get here? Okay. Acknowledge your current circumstances and focus how you can achieve a positive outcome. Now is the time to get your personality in line with conscious thought. Apply these balanced characteristics in your life that could utilize these energies, such as leadership, communication, relationships, employment, and self talk with your spirit. Once you grow your understanding of your unique personality, can begin to realign your life to nurture and support your goals and personal interests. So the shadow aspect is narrow-minded, ego driven, and cynicism. And then the affirmation is I effortlessly create peaceful solutions within my personality. Uh um mm, 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 mm. It's deep. All right, what's the next card? Emotional challenges. And this is in the challenge and lesson position. It says resolve the issue. All right, so let me see. 13, that's death energy. So this is all about endings and transformation, right? New birth, rebirths. It is not common, I'm sorry, it's not uncommon for individuals to experience regular emotional challenges. A part of the human experience is to go through different stages of the emotional wheel, from love, joy, happiness, to grief, sadness, and betrayal. Not all emotions can be conveyed at once, and therefore, a process of understanding our current and past feelings to move forward with an issue or challenge is essential. We can't always be light and fluffy. We must acknowledge feelings such as anger or bitterness. Refusing to acknowledge personal anger, resentment, or mistreatment towards yourself will only leave you feeling depressed, with your self worth being sacrificed just to please others. Right now, you're experiencing an emotional challenge. You may feel overwhelmed. Have you had your trust broken or felt betrayed from people close to you? There go that unhealed parent again. You may have been hurt by others, either physically or emotionally. Know that you have the resilience and strength you need within to overcome this challenge in life. This is a temporary phase. You must acknowledge your emotions now if you would like to move forward quickly. It is important to remember not to dwell on events for too long, as they can keep you stuck and stagnant in life. Verbal confrontations are possible now. Attempt to mediate to remove the emotional charge out of the conversation so all parties can be heard and express themselves equally. Remember, you can only heal something you choose to acknowledge. If you have if you have an experience no, sorry, if you have experienced a traumatic event or continued cycles of emotional triggers, please seek a suitable professional that can help you unpack this emotional baggage and get to the real cause of the issue. So that's again like that cycling. You find yourself in the same type of argument, not the same thing, but in the same argument over and over again. It's time to break the cycle and, find somebody suitable to help you unpack that. Because 9 times out of 10, you can't unpack it with the person you have the issue with. All right. It says the shadow aspect, fear in displaying emotion, self sabotage, and denial. And the affirmation is I acknowledge and express my emotion with ease and grace. And then the last likely outcome is dark night of the soul. Life brings new meaning. All right, so healing crisis, brings new meaning. The dark night of the soul is a deep seated human experience that can be deeply traumatic, filled with sadness and melancholy. This is an incredible trying time to the human experience, one filled with constant emotional turmoil, feelings of loss, instability, and darkness. Sometimes the most insignificant event can spiral an individual into a dark night experience, like straws that broke the camel's back. Your soul has said, enough is enough. It may seem as if the world may be ending just as a nightmare turns into day. It is a cycle of renewal. Now you are becoming more aware of the ego and how it comes into play with your emotions, your physical drive and motivation, and how others interact with you. You may be feeling though you are clouded in darkness, feeling emotionally broken and helpless in your life, feeling alone and isolated that the world has broken and loss. This lonely, dark space can be difficult to navigate if you have only a limited support network of close friends or family. Know that at any time you can reach out and talk to someone to shift through these challenges. I'm going to pause for this. So, in my LinkedIn bio, which is in the About Me part of this channel, you could click on that link and all the different social media links that I'm associated with are there. But there is one for mental health. I urge you, if you are experiencing any challenges with your mental health or you are feeling broken, you're feeling lost, those that particular website has multitude of lines to call, from domestic violence to just different psychosis that you may be experiencing, depression, all of the things. So take advantage of that if this is something you're experiencing, or you may want to point someone in the right direction so that they may get the support that they need. Okay. So you may feel as though you are clouded in darkness, feeling emotionally broken and helpless in your life, feeling alone and isolated that the world is broke and lost. This lonely, dark space can be difficult to navigate if you only have a limited support network of close family or friends. Know that anytime you can reach out and talk to someone. Okay, so I just repeated that. Right now, you may be experiencing feelings of deep depression, melancholy, and sadness. That a part of you has been lost to the world, never to be seen or heard from again. However, this is far from the truth. Nothing is ever truly lost. We just outgrow our own surroundings, environment, and personal interests. Like the earth cycle of the night, it is always darkest just before the dawn. Know that you will be emerging soon with a new lease on life and a greater understanding of who you are as an individual. View this time now as a purification of the senses and the spirit. You must face hidden memories, concerns, or stories that are lying beneath the surface if you wish to emerge enlightened, forever transformed by your experience. Stop and surrender to the universe. The shadow aspect, refusal to accept change, passive aggressive, and fighting for control. But the affirmation is I accept and create positive action through the cycle of change. All right, y'all. So listen, when we are going through these challenging times, this year, the 2025 is the year of the nine. There are a lot of endings, and a lot of these endings are unexpected. Some are physical deaths, and some are deaths of more like transitions, right? Changing how we see things, how we do things. What is enough becomes enough. What broke the camel's back? What you can no longer do. We're there. A lot of people are just there. Okay. And resisting it does not really help you. It's best to go with the flow and trust your gut on your emotions. So if your gut carries you away from traumatic circumstances, go with it. Go with it unless you decide you want to go down with it. There is always a choice. Okay? And if you choose to go down with it, then learn from it. Okay? You might experience a lot of hardship. You may experience a lot of pain and betrayal. Okay, then what did you learn? Okay, because all is not lost. If you 10 toes down, you still have an opportunity to turn your life around no matter who created a problem for you. Microwave? Huh? Mm, thanks. So, with that being said, people think sometimes we get into our low times, our sad times, and we think there is no up from here. But basically, Spirit is saying, yes, you can still recover yourself, but it will take effort, time, work, support. You know what I mean? A professional, if you can't seem to process your emotions, it'll take a professional to work you through that. You know what I'm saying? To lead you in a direction you need to go, right? To help you process what you may be experiencing. But if you're dealing with an unhealed parent, okay, know that that is like one of the hardest relationships to navigate. A lot of times because an unhealed parent doesn't realize they're wrong. They may tell you they did the best they can, and you may be aware that maybe they didn't. Um, and I say maybe they didn't, for example, a parent that will give to other people but won't give to you. That's not a parent that did the best they can. They chose not to do it for you. And the problem is accepting that about them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you. Accepting that about them becomes the hard part. Because what you then have to reckon with is that you were betrayed as a child, right? But you do not have to become the unhealed parent. Get what I'm saying? Like if you acknowledge what you've experienced from your parent, that's your opportunity to learn from it so that you may heal. You cannot control them. You can give them love and light. You can pray. You can say love and light to them. You can send positive vibes. I hope that they are well, right? But ultimately, the only thing you can control is you. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter if this is a parent or who this is in your life. Send that person or this challenging issue love and light, right? And focus on how it made you feel so that you can heal that energy, so that you don't continue to relive it, in a negative way, that you're constantly re-hurt over and over again. You cycle, you get triggered. Like that, those are the things that spirit is encouraging you to work on, so you can transition out of the energy of feeling um betrayed and pained, and all the things that come with that, so that you're not isolating yourself, getting so quiet, going within, but not coming out with a solution, only to go through that cycle again. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're here to learn lessons, right? That is really what the point of this, your current incarnation, is to learn something, right? But if you repeat all the pain, all the hurt, and then you make the excuse, well, this is my mother or my father or whoever, you're doomed to continue to repeat it just because of the title they hold in your life. All the while, this person could be your enemy, and to have, you don't want to be your child's enemy. Like you feel. You don't Why would you want to project what you feel onto anybody else? And this goes for any relationship in your life. Carmen sent me something earlier today. I wish I could play it, but it's on my phone. Um Perhaps I could download it, and just make it a short or something like that. But we we walk through life as these our inner children, and what we don't heal follows us. What we don't work on is like stuck to us like glue. Like, we can't pull it off, we can't get it off, we can't let it go. So the only way to release it is to acknowledge it, process it, whether it's right or wrong, determine where it goes, put it in that pocket. One of the things I know, with my shadow is, um, I will curse you out if I have to. I will. If my shadow rises up, I will cuss like a sailor, and I will not give any fucks. Okay? That's what's going to come out if I'm really, really bothered by someone who is disrespecting me. I had to, long time ago, give myself permission to allow somebody to have it if I choose to give it to them. That's if I choose to give you the energy. Um, as in now in my older age, my big age, um, I have less energy for that, and that's also with me unpacking my shadow. Sometimes, folks deserve it, and sometimes they deserve nothing. I had to learn the difference. You know what I'm saying? And we have to, as adults of potentially unhealed parents, as acknowledge also that they are unhealed, and stop expecting us from them. Stop expecting them to be something that they're not, and to acknowledge who and what they are. Period. Right? So if you know that your parent is a jerk and has always been a jerk to you, just because you are willing to treat them nice does not mean they stop being the jerk that they are. And we got to get out of this expectation that if I just keep treating them well, they will be better. And I'm not insinuating to treat them bad, but it's the expectation that I'm talking about. Remove the expectation that they will be different than what they are. That's part of acceptance. Yeah, you do. And I always laugh and say, oh, it's the Gemini in me, because I will give you what you think you want, but in a way you didn't expect. Meaning, some people want me to trigger. They want to trigger me because they want to hear my mouth go off. That's when I usually have nothing to say. because you trying to pull on me. Hi, Elise. I'm sorry, Elias. Hi, Elias. You trying to pull on me. So guess what? You're not gonna get what you want. And then those that just do these slide things and think I can just play in somebody's face and get away with it. They might go ahead and get that. They may get the cuss out, right? Unapologetically, because I had a fuck to give today, and I'm gonna give it to you because you act like you want it, right? So it all depends on the situation, what my energy is called for. But this is also a lot of unpacking my shadow to determine where and how I spend my energy. I can't give everybody what they think they want. Some people want me to cuss them out. And I'm like, that's not really you. Are you sure that's what you want? Because if you think that's what you may never hear from after I cuss you out. You may never hear from me again. I will nothing you. I was telling somebody. Matter of fact, I was talking to my husband, but I was talking to a friend about this. And this young lady, me and her did not have a falling out at all. I don't remember what happened, but we didn't have a. We just kind of like fell off each other's radar. But she showed up on one of my social media apps as somebody I knew, and I had not seen her picture or heard her name in years. I literally forgot about this woman. That I had a friendship with her at one point. I forgot completely about her, like completely. She has not entered my brain in years, and I don't even know how many it's been. To be honest, I don't know if it was before kids or after kids. I just know, huh? We was thick as thieves, real cool, talked a lot, and then nothing. I had asked my husband, I said, well, wait a minute. I know her. I know we was cool. But what the hell happened? And he explained to me what happened about her, some situation with a guy. Had nothing to do with me, but she was making a lot of bad choices. And I guess I was just kind of over it. And I don't know, maybe my disagreement with her choices, um, maybe she was over me. I don't know, but we just lost touch. Um, and I just don't feel I don't feel any urge to rekindle. It was just I literally I was just tripping over the fact that I had to really ask somebody how I knew this person. That's how much I nothing the whole situation. We didn't have a falling out. There was no cussing out. There was no argument. There was no nothing. It was just the relationship was over and we were done. Right? But if I cuss you out, I could do the same. Yeah, that slide thing. Yeah. So like I had somebody say something and then laugh and think it was funny. Ha ha. Chuckle chuckle. Thinking that they were being slick with me. And I didn't cuss them out, but I was like, nah, you're not gonna keep doing that to me. Like, I don't know, don't ever do that again. And they were like, what you mean? I'm like, what you just did. Like you're not being slick, one, and it's not cute, two, and don't ever do that either. That actually, me speaking up about it, ended the friendship. I guess I'm fine with it because what I learned, even with my parents and having parents that I have, I'm not forcing nothing to fit. Okay, I love you. I love you from a distance, but I ain't gonna force nothing to fit. You don't want to get down. You don't want to be a part of my life. Fine. Now, I can choose to be a part of their life or not. I have a addiction relationship with one and not the other. My point is, if I can nothing one of them, I can nothing anybody. Why? Because I will not let anybody, including a parent, disturb my peace. Okay? And knowing how unhealed that person is, I also have accepted the fact that they will not change who they are. Ain't no amount of conversation I can have, ain't no amount of things I can do, give them, show up for, you know what I'm saying, prove none of it. They're not going to change. And I'm good with that. So I encourage that for a lot of people, mainly because we can walk around the rest of our life being that hurt little inner child, angry, upset, disappointed all the time, hell, depressed, because we lack something very important from that parent. Or we can choose to deal with the shadow aspect, right? Hey, lady. We can deal with the shadow aspects of it, that how it shows up within us, so that we can heal it and that we don't pass down those experiences, right? Because it is really hard to carry that burden, for one, but it's also hard on you to hold that burden. It's like you need to release that. You need to release the hurt. You actually have to also acknowledge that you are not them and they are not you. You share bloodline, yes, but you can be different. You do not have to be the same. You can be your own person no matter what they told you should be, or what you are, or any of that. You can be you. Be different unapologetically. Live your life and be happy. And they don't have to like it. And you shouldn't have to need their approval for the rest of your life, especially if they're toxic. And then, sometimes they're going to, an unhealed situation, a lot of those parents are going to favor a child, right? They will favor the child that acts just like them, that kind of just falls in line, that does all kind of nonsense or whatever. No amount of perfect can you be to change who they are. Know that. Yep, I am healed. I am so healed in a way I don't care if they see it. That's the kind of healed I'm at. I'm so healed right now, whether they know I'm healed or not, I don't even care. I would hope that they could change, but I don't have the hope enough that it matters anymore. Like, it doesn't matter to me. They're gonna be what they're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? They will be whatever they came to this planet to be. And I'm gonna be me. Yep. Now, pull out my other deck. Yeah, we gotta let the people pleasing part go. Parents will keep you stuck in that people pleasing energy, making you feel as though you you have to satisfy their every whim and their every need for them to be impressed or proud or whatever. Don't live for that. Live for you. I had a young man, recently met him. Um, I think it was back in May, and he told me he took the firefighter test. But I think he said he took it in January, but he didn't find out until May. He didn't pass. He didn't pass it. So I said, "Oh, okay. So what you gonna do next?" He said, "I don't know." Um, he said that his girlfriend's mother said she always wanted her daughter to marry like a firefighter or a police or something like that. And I think he said his parents, something about somebody wanting them to be a firefighter. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I don't know. I said, you don't know? I said, I asked him, I said, oh, you don't mind me asking, how old are you? And he said he was 31. So I was kind of stunned because I thought he was a lot younger, but he was stuck in somebody else's fantasy of what he should be. And unfortunately, he didn't pass the test. And I believe they do the test every 2 years. So at 31, oh, I'm sorry, I think you can't be it once you hit 35 or after 35, it's a cutoff on or whatever. So But in the meantime, he got 2 more years before that test come back up, and he got to make some decisions. And I told him, I said, I don't know what your likes or your interests are, but I feel like you should pursue it. Whatever it is, you can't wait for the test or another test to determine your fate. You know what I'm saying? Or what somebody tells you that you should be. What is it that you want to be? What is your goal for your life? And I feel like with unhealed parents, they will project onto you what they coulda, shoulda, woulda wanted to be. And oftentimes will show you no respect whatsoever if you don't become that. And if they're still unhealed, they'll end up being jealous of you for achieving it if you do it. You can't win. That's why it's more important to focus on who you are, what you want, and what you're about than to be living for somebody else's dream that they projected onto you. You know, I always thought I should have went into culinary arts had I known what culinary arts was. I had no idea in high school what that was. Got into college and found out they have a whole culinary arts school, and I'm like, what? I should have done that. Fast forward to adulthood, my oldest child is a graduate of culinary arts. But that was what she chose to do. I didn't push it, I didn't project it. She said, Mommy, this is what I want. I was so surprised. And honestly, I tried to steer her a couple of times, like, maybe you sure you don't want to do law? Because of the way how sharp her mind is, I feel like she might be more suited for that. But again, I try to give her the autonomy to make the choice for herself. I just see what her strengths are, and I encourage her based on her strengths, right? But it was like girl, it's a blessing to have one that know how to cook. That's right, Carmen. Hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Give me some more spirit. Mm. Justice. Justice energy is the balancing. You have justice when you find peace over war, that love, that reciprocity in your life. When your karma and your dharma gets balanced out, you know what I'm saying? You get justice when those that have wronged you get their karma for how they harmed you. Whether and this is not on some petty shit, y'all. This is on some observing how people get their karma for what they have done to you and others. That's justice. Okay? Justice can only be restored by doing the right things. And if you live like an unhealed parent, you will get your karma. You will get your justice. Again, you can always change your circumstances though. You can always change your outcome. You can experience whatever you experience. As long as you learn from it, you can change it. But karma is karma. Justice is justice, okay? Mm. Ooh, girl. Bless your heart. Yeah. Send Isabel some prayers because, ooh, that's serious. Isabel, are you a Capricorn or Aquarius energy? I asked because you got Saturn's world, and I know Saturn rules those two planets. I mean, those two signs. And justice would be pulling your energy back and sending them love instead of interfering in their karma, too. Five of Cups, yeah, healing. Five of Cups and upright is healing. Girl. Mm-hmm. Wow. They better hope you nice to them. I'm sure you will be, but it's a lot of people. Usually, the golden child, the one they think so highly of, is the one that takes out some of revenge on them from the hurt that they claim they have. Ooh, Ace of Swords. That's spirit. So that's the truth. Yeah, a lot of times it's the other child that they favorited that gives them the most hell in their life. The one that they would never give any accountability or responsibility to. Those are the ones that take everything out on them. Because you know why? When you give a child too much and no accountability, sometimes there's a resentment built up from that can't be easily explained, but I can acknowledge it because I've seen it in multiple situations. You would think the spoiled child would be more appreciative of the parent that spoiled them rotten and never gave them anything. But they are the most self hating individuals because they had no discipline, they had no structure. So, therefore, they felt a lack of love because of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how how you would think from you being the black sheep or the scapegoat that child had it easier, but they're the ones going through the pain more than you, probably more depressed than you are the resilient one. And if you don't step in, a lot of times they will fall to the wayside, but sometimes you can't intervene either. Tell me more. Yep, chaos and conflict will ensue. Chaos and conflict is destined for somebody, or they already in it, because that's in the challenge of the lesson. They're already in a chaos, yeah, and they're unlucky. Okay, so this is the year. All I can say is this is the year. Everybody's getting their karma, y'all. Whatever you sitting in, whatever they're sitting in, whoever, you getting it. My advice is to use discernment when engaging with these people. Okay, make sure you'll be protected. Why? Because if these people, let's just say they losing homes, okay, they losing jobs, they losing family and friends, people that would support and love on them or rescue them. They're losing things to the core. Now, that's on a personal level. Then, across our country right now, we're losing benefits left and right. So additional supports are disappearing. Make sure if you have to engage with these unhealed individuals, these parents, that you're not so codependent on them that if they go down from stuff you know or stuff you don't know, that you don't go down with them. Okay? Because a lot of these people are so ashamed of how they live their life, they will not tell you they needed help a long time before the time. All right? For example, yeah, Three of Wands, because you'll be experiencing a lot of setback and delays if you put your life in their hands at all in any way. My cousin, um, who's my dad's age, right, on my father's side. Well, she's a little younger than him, but that's in their, generation. She was so mean to her mother. And she took power of attorney over her mother. She sold her mother's house for pennies on the dollar. That house that was worth like $1 million at that time. She sold it, rushed to sell, right? Because she was in jeopardy of losing her home. Sold it before the mother died to try to circumvent the will that the mom had created. Yeah, it's messy. Only for her now, now she has two children, but right now she has dementia. She lost her house, had to leave, foreclose, all of that. And now she's in a home with one of her sisters who also has mental illness. Not dementia, but a different form. I don't even know what it is or what she would be diagnosed as. But she's a little bit narcissistic. Okay, I guess she would be like a cluster B personality type. So she has a mixture of some things going on, right? Very unhealthy. As a child, she gives no responsibility to a daughter that she burdens. It's a lot going on now in this household. The cousin that got dementia, her daughter doesn't want anything to do with her. So therefore, it is up to the golden child's son to manage her care, and he's resentful. He's just as addicted as his mother. He's an alcoholic. He's miserable. He don't know how to manage his money. He spends it all on things like clothes and what it looked like. I mean, he walk around looking like all the labels, all $1 million, but he ain't got two quarters to put together. And everybody is suffering on that side with some form of mental illness due to things being unchecked and unhealed. So now her karma is to be with this child in this family dynamic that she would never have wanted in her right mind. Um, with a child that's she spoiled who resents her. It's crazy. So it's like we got to emerge from these people trauma. Now, my other cousin, which is the daughter of the one with the dementia, she can't do it. She can't take care of her mother. Her mother didn't take care of her, okay, at all. So, and she went no contact years ago, and it was the best thing she could have ever done for her own mental health. Like one of the best things. She could do more, but it was one of the best things she could ever have done for her mental health. Her mother is extremely toxic. I know personally, after living and renting from her, at one point, I had no idea prior to that she was that bad. Okay, and I got a whiff of it for the short couple years I was there. Maybe not the brunt of it because I'm not her child, but enough to know, oh, that's what you're dealing with. Okay. Wow. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine, y'all. And she would not be taken care of by me. I don't wish it would be, but I wouldn't be doing it. I ain't built, not from the level of things that she has done. Nope. And luckily for her, she has a child. Whether he's resentful or not, she got somebody that's going to take care of her. And good luck. And good luck. Um, life brings new meaning. When you go through that dark night of the soul, you come back different. You're not dealing with the same people and the same type vibe no more. You're not subjugating yourself to misery and disrespect, physical or mental. You're not allowing somebody in your energy field who is filled with hate, misery, disrespect, neglect, or none. When you get to that, you're done. And if my cousin, let's for example, the daughter, if she stayed codependent on her mother, she would have gone down with the mother, meaning she doesn't manage her mother's finances. So when her mother lost the house, she would have had a major loss as well. This is what I mean by you have to steer clear of their karma. Because as they lose, you trying to fix, control, maintain, whatever, you're going to lose too. So it makes sense to, if you have to be in a space with these people, you better know financially whether they like it or not, what they got going on. Make sure you're not in a codependent situation, meaning you got to live with them or your livelihood or your home, how you live is dependent on what they're doing. Because, baby, when they go down and they go homeless or whatever, you going down with it. Are you not getting around it? Their karma becomes your karma. So you got to decide how intertwined do you really want to be? How much do you really want to fix? How much are you trying to control? Because Spirit will show you, I'm in control and you're not. Okay? Spirit will let you know. Spirit is in control. As much as you think you got the capabilities, oh no, baby, Spirit will let you know. If I say, when I'm talking like if I'm Spirit, if I say they going down, guess what? You getting the crosshairs of that, you going down too. So if they got karma coming for them and you standing in the way thinking you got this, okay, you going down. You going to eat what they eat. You going to shit what they shit. Keep that in mind. So if you are if your people are that damn wicked and bad and they got a lot going on, you will get what they're getting and then some. Careful how you put yourself on the line for them. Just careful. Just be careful. Be discerning. Use your intuition. You know what I'm saying? Hell, if you know how to use cards, read it out. I don't care what you do. But be sure that whatever decision you make, you're going to be good in the end. Okay? Because anything else, all I got to say is good luck. Good luck. Well, if you feel led, Isabel, good luck. Um, if that's your journey, good luck. Good luck with that. I wish you well. I hope that you get what you're looking for and that is positive for you. But be discerning. I mean, 10 out of 10, I wouldn't recommend, but it doesn't mean that that's going to go wrong for you. It's your journey. Use your intuition and be wise about your decisions. You know? Um, yeah, I remember years ago, my dad his wife had died. I think he was like 49. He wasn't yet 50, or he was about to be 50. I don't know. I said to him, well, seeing that you don't have a wife right now, is there anything I need to know? Do you have a will? Is there somebody I should contact if something ever happens to you? Like, what do you want me to do? Seeing as that, as far as I know, I'm your oldest child, what should require? And he did not want to talk about his mortality. I was like, okay. So I left it alone. It is what it is. And then, like 2 years later, wait a minute, what was that? 3 years later, he gets married, or maybe longer, but somewhere between 3 to 4 years later, he got married. And I was like, cool. My hands is clear. He is taken care of, or he has a helpmate. And now I can mind my business, and I never revisit that conversation again because I know my place. I'm not married to you. I'm not required to take care of you. You're fine. You got a whole different family now. Good for you. And I left it at that. Certain things I'm not going to force it to fit. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, beg for anything from anybody. I don't need anything from him. I'm not codependent. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All right. We did the bottom of the deck. Yeah. So be careful because the Three of Wands is in reverse. This is somebody disappointed with the outcome of the efforts being made in this particular deck. Tell me more, Spirit, about justice. Yeah, Nine of Wands. So this person, I'm sorry, not this person. This unhealed energy has taken somebody through it. The Nine of Wands here, and not in a victorious way. It's taking somebody through it, like on their last leg. Enough is enough. It's time to let it go. The justice is sending somebody love and light and minding your business. Okay. Don't take this as completely a personal reading. This is collective, so parts may resonate and parts may not. Okay, but whoever this situation is pertaining to with the Justice card, it is that somebody is at that dark night of the soul. That enough is enough. Like the straw that broke the camel's back, and love and light is all I got. I don't have no more energy than love and light. Good luck. That's what this is about. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, Page of Swords. You know, you may have somebody stalking, and it could be a parent or it could be a child. It could be a parent that's immature. I say that too because I got shown something, and it was said to me, your father didn't put this up, and I don't look at his social media, but I was shown something, and I'm thinking the thought hit me after I was like, I don't want to see that. It was a picture of him and two of my siblings, right? But it's the two siblings that don't have, I want to say, celebrations in their life right now, right? Because like all of us adult ones have children right now that are graduating, matriculating into the next grade and things like that. And so it's graduation season. There's all kinds of pictures and he put up them two. I don't know if he put anything else up. I just saw that. And I'm thinking, hmm, I feel like it's an attention thing, but also that they're peering on other people's lives and they don't really have much to say. So it's a little bit of an immature way to have something to say. That's what I got from it a little later. I feel like that's what Spirit was trying to tell me it was because I'm like, what was that for? Okay, and because it was an old picture, it wasn't something new. Okay, and I'm never seeing any pictures. Well, I don't really look, but I don't think that there's been many pictures. So sometimes they do, the unhealed parent will do very, hmm, I don't even call it petty, just immature things. And it seems like regular, but when you look at the timing, there's no coincidences. I could read a lot into that, put it this way, because I know the players, right? Don't sound like much to somebody else, but I know the players. I know who I'm talking about. And I know they have motive behind certain things that they do. And you will know it too. Like you have a situation similar. People do very subtle things that the average person who doesn't know, doesn't live with them, aren't their blood, go, oh. And then then the closest ones to them will know, okay, that was for something else. Get it? And then when we got Three of Pentacles, some sort of cooperation here. I think I want to clarify that. Tell me more about the Three of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords. I'm hearing go where you're celebrated. Okay. And support it. Two of Swords. Yeah, somebody made a hard decision. Didn't want to do it, but had to. And it results in an ending that somebody did not want. The death of something. Oh. So the Sword of Truth is putting something to an end. Wow. And they're working on something. Somebody is working on something after an ending. Hmm. After a betrayal, Spirit said too. Mm-mm-mm. Tell me more. Ace of Wands. Yeah, but this is Ace of Wands and the upright chaotic energy. So this is lustful energy with the Ace of Wands and the Chariot in reverse. Oh, okay. So this is somebody dealing with their um addiction. Somebody's having a struggle between being upright and doing the right thing for themselves to wanting to be in this chaotic energy that they're in, um with the Chariot in reverse. So yeah, somebody is struggling with their addiction, struggling with numbing themselves, having these coping mechanisms instead of looking for these coping strategies. Somebody drinks too much, smokes too much, maybe doing other things too. They might eat too much, they overindulge. This person loses a lot of sleep, Spirit said. They may watch a lot of porn, if you know what I'm saying. They do not center themselves. They don't ground themselves. And if they do, it's like them trying to balance themselves out because they go through these patches where they're very toxic. Okay, this person will pick up a 3 or 4 type energy, right? Just to have a closeness of someone, right? And then also um, be acting like an angel the next minute. This person has a lot of secrets. Somebody has a lot of secrets. Um, yeah, it's a lot going on. Tell me more. Oops. Ooh, my thank you for the likes and stuff. Thank you. Make sure you ring the bell and notify anytime I come on. All right, tell me about this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Because as above, so below, and so below as above. Oh, so this person, okay, again, whoever the unhealed parent is, or that dynamic, this person is suffering losses, major financial losses, major financial losses to their foundation, right? So if they own something, rent something, they're losing it. This is indicating to me homelessness, job losses, um, theft and deception. Um, yeah, it's just a lot of loss. It's no gains in this situation. Please be careful with your people, y'all. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, Nine of Swords. A stress. Somebody is getting a headache. Aggravation. That's on the other side where it could be clearing up. But the only way it's going to completely clear up is through some help, through doing that shadow work, seeking a therapist with some, uh, like I said, coping strategies, right? That's the overall energy. Somebody thinking about how I feel like this person has not gotten the help yet, but the thought of I need to clear my mind, the thought of I need to get out of this feeling, that depression, that loss, that victimization. This person would love to get out of that. Okay, so maybe they're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel because they feel lost on this journey. There's nothing but financial and foundational losses here. A lot of chaotic energy, a lot of fighting for, like, I'm hearing like fighting for somebody's soul. So this could be a parent or a person associated with a parent with an entity attachment. That could be the golden child energy, or somebody, or the black sheep that's with the parent, whoever. But there's entity attachments here and a fight for somebody's soul. Damn. And a lot of confusion to boot. Wow. That's a lot, y'all. Listen, yeah, Eight of Swords in reverse. Spirit wants you to come out of this energy. This is like toilet paper torture. Like, you really are just in your head and you don't have to be. But that requires the healing, which I saw here with the Five of Cups upright. There's healing here but it's met with a lot of resistance. I'm gonna say that. There's healing here, it's possibilities of doing better here, but it's met with a lot of resistance. And I also feel like somebody's not going to escape their karma. So if you this is a situation where somebody stayed in a situation too long, they gonna take some of that karma with them. They're not gonna be able to run out the door and not and basically live scot free, right? They can't move on. Like this person is given homosexual type stuff, like just living with somebody for a place to stay. But it's like their problems will still follow them without doing what's necessary. So I feel like somebody's awakening to the challenge of this parent is a problem, or these parents are a problem in their life. They're non-supportive. They are, abusive, or whatever they are. It's caused trauma with somebody. They're seeing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel if they could just move on from this victim mentality. But their challenge is that there's going to be more losses, more karma involved, more trials and tribulations associated with these parents. But if this person could just get out of their own way, stop being a martyr for somebody. Stop being their shield or their beard, so to speak. They can not necessarily escape all the karma, but they can go on with a healthier life. But the choice is completely theirs. This is a situation that's still wrought with bad luck, or basically not so much bad luck, but it feels like it. Like for those who don't understand their karma, they see it as I'm just going through something, I'm having bad luck. But what really is the challenges of what they deserve. They're getting what they deserve based on what they put out. Okay. And so it's very clear that somebody has to step aside and allow this person, the parent, the unhealed parent, to feel what it is they're supposed to feel. Again, they may never change. Okay. So the expectation should not be just because they get their karma, they're going to be different. They might be different temporarily. But a lot of times when people are riddled with addiction, it takes quite a few years to see that they've actually changed. So the assumption is don't go for, this momentary lapse. Oh, I'm different now. I've changed. I'm better. hmm See it from a distance. Give it the space that it needs. Allow them to grow and show up and be consistent if they are a part of your life in some way. And handle them with kid gloves. Do not try to control their life or take over in any way. Allow what's meant to be to be. All right. So take it how it resonates, y'all. If it don't resonate, it's cool. Don't take it. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. That way you're notified anytime I come on. I hope that the reading was helpful to you. I hope that the message resonated in a way that is supportive to your goals and your journey. That's what we do in the Spiritual Lounge. I appreciate y'all every single time you rock with me. Thank you. I'm going to bid you adieu because my phone was not fully charged and it's going to, it's not going to shut off yet, but I need to go plug it up. I also need to plug me up to my bed. I ain't the night owl I used to be, so I need to go get some rest. Plus, I ran all day long handling business from this morning until, right? And my job is never done as a parent. But anyway, I love you guys and I appreciate you. And in the meantime, until the between time, I'll talk to y'all later. All right? Peace.